All right, this is what we teased at the top of the show. You go to an amusement park, and do you ever consider what kind of people you might want to avoid when you get there?
Well, apparently there is a list of certain characters who could spell trouble for you and for your family. All right, Jeff, who should we avoid?
A great list that we should consider. And let's start with the happiest place on earth, Disneyland. I was just there this past spring. Is it always the happiest place on earth? Well, not so much.
Uh-oh. Goofy terrorizing a little guy?
Well, that is Pluto chasing a kid who apparently kicked him in a very sensitive area, and that's Mom. And then he trips on the curb as he's looking for the kid. And everyone's got their cameras trained on Pluto, but how about you put your cameras on the mom who allowed her kid to do this? I mean, come on, people. So it's not always fun at Disneyland. But what about you? What about when you arrive at the park, or even before you get to the park? Can you have a day that's not so fun at Disneyland? Sure. It can start before you even get there. This is something that I encountered firsthand as you're entering the parking garage. A long line of cars, and the user that uploaded this video claims that everyone was angry because of how long the lines were, and that's why you heard all of the honking. So you already get there, and you're a little bit upset.
It just prepares you well for what you're going to encounter, right?
Well, what's the what good is the honking?
I guess it just sounds off your anger a bit.
Yeah, you vent your frustration.
All right.
Yeah, it prepares you for the people that you need to avoid, Dan. And Mashable.com put together a list of those people. It's a fairly long list, but I abbreviated it a little bit. Let's go with number 1, and this happens at water parks. The kid with the squirt gun looking to start trouble. I avoid this kid as much as I can, especially at Waterworld in Denver, because he is aiming for you. The PDA couple unable to peel themselves off of each other. Yes, if you're in line next to these people, awkward. The impatient line cutter. Now, normally I call these people out.
Sure.
When they do it. Like, you go back to the back of the line. What are you doing? How about the power-hungry ride operator who barks commands at guests? I saw this at Disneyland right at the entrance with the employee shouting out to people, put your bags down, I'm gonna search them, I'm not gonna tell you again. I thought this is a happy place. How about this guy, the idiot show-off who's bound to get hurt or killed?
Backwards?
No.
Down the slide?
No.
I'm sure he was kicked out of the park. We've seen a few of these people.
He's lucky he's alive.
Sometimes they become news stories.
Yeah.
Then there's the customer who complains about everything from long lines to churro prices. I actually like this guy when I encounter him because we have a lot in common.
Is that Craig Ferguson?
It looks like him.
I think so. Yeah. How about the person who busts through a crowd just to get to the front of the barricade to watch the parade come through?
Oh, man.
Happens all the time.
Wow.
You basically get trampled over. How about this one, Kiba, the creeper? This would be the amusement park guest who is eyeing you and looking to get your digits. Or maybe ride the Ferris wheel with you.
Ooh.
Yeah, you gotta watch out.
Yeah, and then lastly, the roller coaster rider who looks like they're about to throw up.
No.
Oh, man.
No.
Can I change seats, please?
Yeah.
So that's the list, and here's the thing. It doesn't matter, in my opinion, because you're not gonna be able to avoid these people. This is what it looks like, usually. Massive crowds, going in, going out, waiting in line. It's a matter of you're just going to encounter them whether you like it or not. On the ride, in the line. We went there and the line for the Cars ride was 3.5 hours.
Sure.
So with the way the lines are set, you see these people at least a dozen times before you even get to the ride. Especially if there may be 8 or 10 people in front of you. You see them go past you. I've seen the couple all over each other. The trouble kids, it's just going to happen.
So why did we go? We go for the kids? Did you go with kids, Jeff, or did you?
We did, yeah. We went with a family. And you always have to cover their eyes from that couple that can't keep their hands off each other.
Do you remember those days?
For that conversation.
We didn't cover their eyes, but the secret is don't go during peak times. You go during the summer, and you're just setting yourself up for frustration.
We went during the spring. It wasn't supposed to be a peak time.
Was it Easter week?
No, it wasn't Easter
No?
week.
You
No,
get there
it was-
right when it opens, too, to avoid that parking fiasco.
And we did all that, and still.
I've got a tip too.
Rob has a
One
tip.
time I went to Disneyland. I grew up in Southern California. We went when it rained. There was no one there. We got on every
Right.
ride, an
You're right.
umbrella and a slicker, and you're good to go. Go when it rains. Watch the forecast, then go to Disneyland.
No, and you don't mind Splash Mountain then
No,
either,
no, no.
because you're already wet. No,
Well,
he's
the other
right.
thing is, isn't Disneyland extending their hours to where they will be open very late?
I don't know. Maybe
Well,
during
during-
the summer
yeah,
they
in the
do.
summer.
but-
During the summer, they're open
Yeah.
till midnight. They had one day earlier this year where they were open 24 hours.
Right, it was a celebration,
Right.
an anniversary. of
That
some
might be
sort.
the night to go.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah.
We'll
Thank
keep that
you,
in
Jeff.
mind.